Tonight, we report on how the examination of Wanapum Dam was delayed and how a man arrested after a standoff was out on bail and skipped his sentencing. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Ephrata Soccer drops a non-league match to Eastmont. Stay tuned to find out what happened and who the Tigers play next. Here's a look at our Weather Center forecast.
And here in the weather department, we are looking at a weak cool front moving on across. In fact, a little bit of sprinkles, even a flurry possible, but generally nothing terribly significant. And by Thursday, things brighten up.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
An examination of a cracked support pillar at Wanapum Dam is being delayed by a week. A crew from Spokane-based contractors Cooney Goebel JV needs to build a platform to complete drilling on a pillar supporting a portion of the spillway at the dam. The investigation was expected to take 9 days, but after initial drilling tests last week, the high winds made it impossible to use a barge to examine the damage. Grant PUD spokesman Tom Stredwick said the contractors will build a platform attached to the dam to continue the work. The construction is expected to delay the investigation by a week. The platform is expected to give the contractors the stability they need as they continue to investigate the 65-foot wide crack in the pillar. The Moses Lake School District addressed how they will choose students for the new Endeavor Middle School. Reporter Vivian Huang has the story.
Nearly 300 students from the Larson, Airway Heights, and part of the Cascade Valley areas may be attending Endeavor Middle School. The Moses Lake School District officials revealed their final proposal Monday about which children will attend the school next year. Transportation Manager John Eschenbacher said the conclusion came from a consensus that the new middle school should be a neighborhood school. People agreed at earlier meetings the district should use natural dividers and avoid sending children in specific neighborhoods to different schools.
We looked at the demographics too. When I said it's geographical, I'm saying that the numbers are based on this, according to our Skyward, this person lives here. So they should be going to this school. Are they? They may not be. They may have choiced, or they may be a special needs student who's sent to a different school or something like that. So that's where the geographic comes in. Was there demographics figured in? Oh yes, we looked at the demographics. In fact, at number 2, we brought forward about 5 different, 4 proposals, I guess. One of them where we tried to pull the demographics down a little bit in the base, the number, and it was just to keep the base together and do that was not, we couldn't get them even with the base as a full unit. So, but yeah, demographics were definitely figured in.
The proposal will be presented to the Moses Lake School Board on March 27th. Parents will be notified of the final district barriers after spring break, the second week of April. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Vivian Huang.
Thank you, Vivian. Sergio Herrera Giron was facing at least a year in prison when he reportedly hid from police in a mobile home for several hours. Herrera Giron's failure to appear at his sentencing hearing triggered an arrest warrant. Police were attempting to arrest Herrera Giron for the warrant on March 13th when he hid in his mother's mobile home at Harvest Manor Estates Trailer Park on Airway Drive, triggering a several-hour standoff. The 23-year-old Moses Lake man pleaded guilty to delivery of a controlled substance in early February. An INET investigation caught Herrera Giron selling heroin. The roughly 4-hour-long standoff began when police spotted him and he allegedly barricaded himself inside the home. After negotiating failed, police used 7 flashbang grenades and tear gas before entering the home and finding him hiding inside of a clothes dryer. A motion to dismiss charges against the Moses Lake security business owner was entered by his defense attorney, John Robert Abens, pleaded not guilty, and his attorney, Robert Kentner, states the man didn't break the law. Abens, a 55-year-old man, was charged in Grant County Superior Court with rendering criminal assistance in the first degree. Kentner argues in his motion prosecutors can't prove Abens is guilty of the crime. Chief Deputy Prosecutor Ed Owens responded by saying the facts of the case show Abens committed a crime when he didn't turn over a recording of video surveillance related to a November gas station robbery. Kentner pointed out Abens didn't become involved in the case until all the suspects were arrested. Abens didn't harbor, warn, or provide the suspects with any assistance and didn't prevent anyone from performing an act that might aid in the discovery or apprehension of such person. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
Each of the people you see here has warrants for their arrest and is wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the Department of Corrections asks that you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m.
We'll be back right after this.
DQ $5 lunch. I'm really into it. One thing I can't decide. Is it chicken strips, fries, and a drink with a free sundae, or do you get a sundae with free chicken strips, fries, and a drink? Trick question. Both answers are correct.
Exactly, Sam. It's Fananomics. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. The $5 lunch, only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Hey, how do you TDM?
Fish taco.
Chicken burrito. No. Chicken taco. I mean...
I want fire on my burrito. I want jalapenos. I want habanero sauce. I want it hot, hot, hot.
Rice, beans, lettuce, tomato, and that is it.
I like nachos. I like nachos.
2 pork tacos with creamy chipotle sauce, and make it a combo.
Love fish tacos.
Gotta be fresh, gotta be fast, gotta be to go, gotta get out of here.
Stop by today and TDM with our new creamy chipotle sauce.
Hi everybody, hope you enjoyed your Tuesday. Meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFIBER Channel 1 News Weather, and our outlook for the next couple of days calls for a few changes, not too much. There'll be a few clouds coming across overnight tonight, a weak little wind shift coming across, and there could be a few little light snow flurries or afternoon little showers, but really not too bad. The winds are going to be picking up though. That's the big thing. And we'll have a similar type frontal boundary moving through on Sunday, not much fanfare with that either. And then another one on time about Tuesday. That one might have a little bit more moisture with it. So that's a quick look at the 7 days. We'll get closer to that in just a little bit with the 7-day outlook. But let's look back at the day. 54 degrees, the afternoon high. And looky here, we should be 55. So you can't get much closer than that for a normal high. And the overnight low, 28. The normal overnight low, 33. Now in Moses Lake, we topped out at 54, 2 degrees off the normal of 56, and the morning low of 28. 4 degrees off the normal of 32. Currently outside again, it's a pretty nice night. The winds are slowly picking up, but all in all we have partly cloudy skies. We'll see a little bit more cloudiness overnight tonight. 54 degrees, the dew point 22, so there's a good healthy drop that we can fall to. A 32-degree difference between the temperature and dew point. That means dry air, and anytime we see that kind of dew point difference between the actual temperature, the temperatures can fall pretty quickly. Let's take a look now at the overnight forecast with the clouds and precipitation. Again, this milky white of clouds, and the greens and blues and pinks are precipitation. Of course, the blues and pinks are snow or ice. You see not much until overnight tonight, and we see a few sprinkles possibly coming in. And again, very, very, very slight chance. I'm not looking for much in the way of anything major, but again, don't be surprised. But things clear on out on the day. Thursday looks very nice, and Friday also just a little bit cooler. Look at Friday, lots of sunshine really developing. That system out in the Gulf of Alaska, that's what I think will be coming on through on Sunday, about that time. In the meantime, let's take a look at the state. Again, mostly cloudy up in the Puget Sound area, Vancouver down to Port Angeles. We're looking at mid-40s, good chance of some precipitation and winds. Speaking of which, in our area, the winds will be gusty at times. Inland Northwest, partly cloudy, at times mostly cloudy, but temperature-wise, in the upper 40s to lower 50s. Closer in we go, mostly cloudy in Wilson Creek, and a few sprinkles around. Here in the city, 59 degrees, Quincy 58. 54 in Bridgeport with a little bit of a shower threat as well. So again, we'll go for about a 20% chance of these showers in the area for our Wednesday. And then you see Thursday, we dry it out a bit. Next chance will be Sunday to Monday, and then also on Tuesday. But still, not too bad. A weekend coming our way.
This Tundra's a beauty. So rugged, reliable.
Tough, too. Looks way tougher than the F-150. Can't wait to get some dirt on it.
If you hurry, you can save during our sales event.
Put it through the ringer. Drag some stuff. Haul something.
Right now, you can lease a new 2014 Tundra for $279 a month for 24 months with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance included.
Best test drive ever. I'm taking it home today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Did you know that Little Chiefs Childcare is expanding their Juniper Street location? This great new place across from Moses Lake Clinic is designed just for preschool and school-aged children. For over 8 years, Little Chiefs kids like me have found the love and attention every child needs to be healthy and happy. The grown-ups there have gone to college, so they know how to make sure kids from 1 month to 12 years old have a great place to learn and play. Come join our growing Little Chiefs tribe.
Welcome back. I'm Bob Kirkpatrick with today's sports. It was a cold, windy afternoon when Ephrata and Eastmont took the pitch for a non-league soccer match Monday. The less than ideal conditions resulted in errant passes and missed scoring opportunities for both teams as balls sailed wide of their marks throughout the contest. The match was scoreless in the first 40 minutes of play, but the Wildcats exploded for 3 goals in a span of 10 minutes to start the second half action. Try as they might, the Tigers could not find the back of the Eastmont net and dropped the game 3-0. The loss has Ephrata at 1-1 in the standings. The Tigers beat Clarkston 3-1 on Saturday to open the season. Ephrata travels to longtime rival Quincy Thursday to match up with the Jacks in another non-league soccer game. The Tigers open league play at home against Wapato at noon Saturday. The Gonzaga men's basketball team is making its 16th straight NCAA tournament appearance. The Bulldogs head to San Diego to face Oklahoma State in round 1 Friday. The 8-seeded Zags have advanced to the Sweet 16 5 times and have made it to the Elite 8 once, but they've never made it to the Final Four. Gonzaga defeated BYU 75-64 to win the West Coast Conference tournament. The 9th-seeded Cowboys won national championships in 1945 and 1946 and are making their 26th overall tournament appearance and second in a row as an at-large selection. The number 6-seeded Gonzaga women's team takes on number 11 seed James Madison in first-round action in the women's NCAA basketball tournament March the 23rd. Washington State has fired men's basketball coach Ken Bone. Cougar Athletic Director Bill Mose made the announcement today. Bone was 80-86 in 5 seasons at Washington State and just 29-61 in the Pac-12. He failed to reach the NCAA tournament during his tenure on the Palouse and was not able to sustain the success the program had under Tony Bennett, who left after the 2009 season to take the top job at Virginia. Bone had taken Portland State to the NCAA tournament 2 previous seasons, a goal he was never able to achieve with the Cougars. Bone was in his 5th year of a 7-year contract. Officials with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway say former race car driver Gary Bentonhouse has died at the age of 72. Bentonhouse was a member of a famous racing family and a veteran of open-wheel competition who drove in 21 Indianapolis 500s between 1968 and 1993. His best finish was 3rd in 1980. Well, that's it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Give your car the bath of a lifetime at Glass House Car and Dog Wash. Our personal attendants will focus on your vehicle's needs, and our new touchless technology guarantees the best wash possible. And as always, our tire scrubbers and rim spray will increase the life of your tires and leave them gleaming. Water spots don't fly here. We will hand dry your vehicle every time. Get in, get out, get clean at the Glass House Car and Dog Wash, located at 914 North Stratford Road in Moses Lake.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about how a group of people found the weather warm enough to run for fun in Soap Lake. Here's Jeff Chu with the story.
With temperatures in the mid-30s Saturday morning in Soap Lake, it was a bit chilly but not too stinking cold. So nearly 60 runners, some from as far away as Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, ran just for the fun of it in Soap Lake's not-so-stinking-cold 5K and 5-mile races. The event helped them warm up for the fun run season ahead. Christine Quantz, owner-trainer at You'll Be Fit Fitness Center in Soap Lake, sponsored the fun run.
This is the first race of what we hope to be 9 races total, at least 8. We're trying some different type of races this year, but we're trying to keep them spread out every month, roughly, except for June. We're going to skip June, just because it's a really busy month for us. But basically just to give another option to people in the area to not have to go, I mean, there's nothing wrong with going to the big city, don't take this wrong, but just to give runners, walkers, people who want to break into it and get healthy and get outside and get some fresh air, you know, grab their friends, go for a walk or a run. It gives them another option locally.
Alex Torres of Othello came in first place overall in the 5-mile run. First place in the women's 5-mile category went to 10-year-old Caden Johnson of Ephrata. Caden also won the women's Ephrata Spooktacular Fun Run in October. 5K winner in the men's category was Pat Kenworthy of Puyallup. Andrea Mills of Roslyn took the women's 5K. Quant said Soap Lake's runs can draw people from around the U.S.
We had 7 races last year. So, and last year we even got people from Florida that were here on vacation. You know, Idaho, Oregon, all over Washington. This one today, I think the furthest, there's somebody from Clarkston. And then there was some people from the Seattle area that drove over, and one individual from Coeur d'Alene.
The fitness trainer said she believes running and walking events inspire people to exercise and stay in shape.
It's just to give people another option and also to create awareness of health and fitness. I mean, we had 4 or 5 people that showed up today and they're like, this is my first race. And I said, we're like, first 5K, first race this year? No, this is our first race ever. We decided, you know, just to do it and jump in and try our first race. That gives me chills when people do that, you know, because they'll get hooked.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We will be right back after this.
Let's go back to where better ingredients, better pizza first began.
Road trip. Wow, 1984.
Let's celebrate.
Celebrate 30 years of Papa John's. Get a large one-topping pizza for just 30 cents when you buy any large pizza at regular menu price.
30-cent pizza. Now that's pretty cool.
This is what's cool.
No, that's just wrong. Stick to better ingredients.
Better pizza?
Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Please.
When Othello resident Alex dreamed of earning his bachelor's degree, he followed those dreams to Whitworth and Spokane. But now there's a shortcut through Moses Lake. If you have your AA degree or 2 years of college completed, you can now earn your Whitworth degree in Moses Lake at Big Bend Community College. Classes meet just 2 evenings and 1 Saturday every 6 weeks. If you share Alex's dream to complete your degree, visit whitworth.edu/Moses Lake for details.
A news helicopter flight in Seattle turned into tragedy as it crashed, killing 2 people on board and injuring a man in his car. Here is King 5 with the story.
This is where a news helicopter crashed in downtown Seattle early Tuesday near the Space Needle. Huge flames and plumes of black smoke poured from the wreckage. Witnesses say the chopper looked like it was taking off from a helipad on top of the station's building, then took a nosedive.
Walking right up the street, and I see just a helicopter. When I look up, just literally come falling out the sky.
The chopper exploded on impact, catching at least 3 cars on fire. Wreckage was scattered over a wide area, including people's lawns. Fuel poured from the chopper and could be seen burning at least a block away. One man on the ground was taken to a local hospital with burns covering at least 50% of his body.
The 2 people that were on board that helicopter are still here on scene, yes, and they are both deceased.
The chopper was flying for Como TV. The photographer and pilot on board were both killed. The NTSB is investigating the crash. I'm Martha Shade reporting.
Two Seattle firefighters are accused of taking part in an attack on a sleeping homeless man. As Dana Rabick reports, the fire chief is now apologizing.
Around 5:30 Saturday after the Sounders game in Occidental Park,
there was a big commotion going on, and he was running this way trying to get around me, and I noticed he had a lot of blood in his face.
a fight broke out between two off-duty Seattle firefighters, a female friend of theirs, and two homeless men. Witnesses say it was the woman, Amazon senior finance analyst Mia Jarvanine, who started it.
We believe that Ms. Jarvanine was an instigator in this. In fact, she is, by multiple witnesses, deemed to be the primary assailant. This is a vicious, unprovoked attack on a defenseless person. The allegation is that she kicked away a man's food and then kicked him multiple times while he was lying on the ground.
A police report shows the first firefighter, Robert Howell, started punching the victim and then stomped on him as he lay on the ground. Later, it says the other firefighter, Scott Boleen, grabbed a homeless man's wooden walking staff and started beating him, striking him on the top of the head.
This completely changes my view of the Seattle Fire Department. This is not what I thought we stood for.
And neither does the Seattle Fire Chief.
On behalf of the men and women of the Seattle Fire Department, I apologize for the violence that occurred in Pioneer Square this weekend. The actions these two firefighters are accused of is not representative of the conduct we expect of Seattle firefighters.
Documents show after the altercation, firefighter Scott Boleen told officers, quote, he just wanted to leave and not to call the fire department. And this isn't the first time firefighter Boleen is accused of being aggressive. In 2012, Seattle police say he was involved in a road rage incident where he claimed to have a firearm. And last March in Shoreline, this accident report shows he, quote, gunned his vehicle across 2 lanes of traffic, hitting another car, then pulled over and yelled, "What the F are you doing?" to the other driver.
Were you aware of that history, and do you feel he needs some type of anger management, or I don't know if the department keeps track of those types of offenses?
Well, anytime someone's involved in something, they're supposed to report that back to us. I was not aware until earlier today, the incident in 12, and the second incident you mentioned, this is the first time I've heard of the second incident also.
And that's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.